And we're back. Hey, James.
Hey, what's going on, Connie? How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I'm so excited to be back here with you again. That was so
Right
much
on.
fun the first time. Let's do it again.
I agree. And let's round this out. Let's tag on. We went to, getting past your fears and taking action. Now
Mm,
it's okay. How do we have goals? How do we create goals? You and I were talking to backstage a moment ago about how to create a goal that actually works, how to have affirmations. I got a cool tip on the best time of day to do affirmations and visualizations and actually how to make them work for you versus not. And maybe we can even talk about how you can't affirmation your way out of a limiting belief and how to get past those as well. So
mm.
goals. Again, most people
Goals.
don't have them. Why the heck? Why the heck should we have goals? Why the heck should they be actually good goals, specific, measurable goals?
Yeah.
Not complicated. I think people think it has to be complicated, and I think that's maybe what keeps people away from them. But why the heck should people have a decent, specific, and measurable goal?
Well, if you don't have a goal, how do you know where you're going?
You're throwing darts wherever it lands.
Right?
Good, you got your, you got
Not
it.
having not having a goal is like walking into a restaurant and saying, "Give me food."
Give me food.
If
I'm
you end
hungry.
up if you end up with liver and onions, it's your own damn fault.
This is true.
So
This is true.
be specific, ask for what you want. By way of example, I talked to a husband and wife team. This was several years ago now, and they weren't getting the money to pay their rent and pay their bills and stuff. And I'm, well, what's your goal? And their goal was just, well, just we just want a few extra dollars a month. Right. And I'm like,
Hmm.
so when was the last time you received a couple of dollars? And the wife kind of jokingly said, we found a $5 bill on the sidewalk the other day. And I'm like,
Yay!
and
You
she
got your
was
goal.
joking, but seriously, here's your few
There
dollars
you
more.
go. Exactly.
You
Exactly.
gotta be specific. If you don't know what you're going after, you can't measure if you're on your way. If you feel like it's never coming, well, what is it? Define it. And you
And how
better
do you know
be
when you're there?
clear. You
Sorry, cut you
better
off.
be right. Yes. How will you know when you're there? That's exactly right. How will you see the signs of it arriving
No, it's
if
like
you don't, again, know what it is? And so many people have the how, they have the business, right?
fair.
They have the business model. I know how I'm going to make millions of dollars, but
Start a business. Okay,
it's
good.
not really
And
millions of dollars. Millions of dollars is not a goal either, believe it
that's
or not.
also fair enough. And it's like when people like,
Yeah.
I want to lose weight. Okay, well, when and how much weight? And is is that it, or is there something more you want to put muscle on too? Do you want to be fit and
Hmm.
healthy? And again, what does that mean
Yep.
specifically?
And when do you want to lose it by? A
Yeah,
date is important. Yep.
exactly.
Hmm.
And that's the key.
Yeah.
We talked about how most people don't have a goal, even less people don't write it down, and even less people have at least a few first steps. I think I wonder if people get hung up on like exactly how to get there. Um, if I had if I had known all the wild and weird and wonderful ways and directions and permutations and forks in the road my business has taken, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have said, no, that's ridiculous.
Yep. Yep.
But
Hindsight's
it does.
2020. Forward sight is like zero. And
Yeah.
that's why the fear we were talking about before, that's why fear comes up. You don't know how. Stop trying to tell the universe how it's going to bring you your
Correct.
stuff. But I
Exactly.
agree with you. This is the most powerful thing in the whole wide world when it comes to goals and affirmations, as you spoke about
Yeah.
before.
And be okay with however it shows up. I find is a key to. However, I mean, if you get your goal, do you really care how it manifests or how it creates in your life? Yes, have a first few steps. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to start a business. Maybe I need to register a business. Get a great business coach. Hint, hint, because we'll save you time, money, and energy times a million. Um, and when exactly, versus, well, I want to go, or I want to go job, or want lots of money, I want this or that. Okay, good. And you could be sitting there stewing for months and months and months, and the ego can prevail. Oh, and you can be right, and no, I'm gonna do this all on my own. I don't need anyone else. I don't need someone how to tell me how to run my business. Well, have you ever run a business before? Have you ever made 100,000, a
Mm.
million, even 20,000, $50,000 before? Have you ever done that? And we need to get out of our own way and our own fear and ego. And I think a great mentor, coach, or multiple courses, learning, self-development books, podcasts, all that
Mm,
stuff is great to help you get there. And I think some people are well, there's a number of reasons, but some people I find just want free courses, free networking groups, free business stuff, free
mm,
summits,
yeah.
and some
Hmm.
people are not paying for anything, probably because the fear of what if it doesn't work, what if I spend the money, or as
Yep.
we talked about earlier, they're interested. They're not actually committed. I think they're committed, but they're
Hmm.
more interested. And so they'll, yeah, I really want it. I'm totally committed as long as I don't have to spend time, money, energy, or give up the illusion of peace, because it's not peace because you're not happy. It's not,
Yeah.
you're comfortably uncomfortable. And I'm not trying to, I'm trying to be raw and real with people here and say this in a loving
Yeah.
way. I'm not trying to put anyone down, but I'm also calling everyone's BS. I have it too. My mentors will call my bullshit too. That's why it's so great to have great mentors, to get you out of your own way and say, look, is this what you really want? Is this really who you want to be? Or is this just story? All the reasons why you can't. Is this just story? Do we need to find just one reason why you can, how you can? What were you going to say?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't remember. I'm sure it was quite brilliant though at the
No
time.
doubt. No
But
doubt.
when you're talking about nope,
Oh, good.
he's gone.
So I have a
He'll come
question for
back.
you then. So with
Okay.
people, what is a good goal? Like, well, let's talk about goals first, then we'll talk about actions and tasks and affirmations. But I think, what
Hmm.
is a good goal? And just again with the caveat that we don't need to know exactly how we're going to get there. Life is uncertainty. Life is change, and I think we need to stop worrying about needing to know exactly how it's going to happen and how it's going to get there. No, this is the way I want it, because
Yeah.
then you'll never start. Like, we really need to be careful
Yeah.
about that, because
Right.
you'll never
Yeah.
start.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely I will answer your question about what is a good goal and how do we kind of dig into it. I'll that's it's a bigger picture. I
Mm,
spend with my clients 2 weeks on this
nice.
topic, so I'm not gonna drop it all in 3 minutes. But
Give it to us now.
um you the how is irrelevant.
Correct.
You gotta know, well, not forever. Understand me, not forever. In the beginning of the picture, what do you want and why you want it are the two big questions.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I attended a book club. They were reading a book and there were parts of it they didn't understand. And these people in the book club are all like, what's your why? What's your why? What's your why? And I'm like, well, what's your why what? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, exactly. What's your why what? Like what is your goal? Here's the thing about the how. So hear me on this. If you knew how, you'd be there already.
Exactly.
You don't know how.
No.
And like you said, James, earlier, you don't know how. And when you get there and you look back, you'll be like,
Wow.
what?
Wow. Wow. Exactly.
What, how did that happen? I walked away from a marriage that wasn't serving me. I was
Good.
dating
Good
a
stuff.
person who I thought was going to be my next life partner and ended up being an absolute bust. And I had this visualization. Somebody told me write down the list of all the things you didn't like about that person, then write down the opposite, and there's your dream person. And anybody can do that about their anything in their life they don't
Business
want.
goals, relationship health. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, that's a great way to begin a better and clearer manifestation of what you truly want, what's in your heart by
I
looking at
love
what you
that.
don't want, doing the opposite. So, what actually happened, because I am now remarried to my
Nice.
best friend, an
Beautiful.
amazing, incredible person that one of my things was I want somebody to love and adore me as much as I love and adore them because I've never felt that before. And the
Important.
person that I was dating when I moved to where I am now, when I kicked his sorry ass out of my house, left a guitar. I decided to take guitar lessons because I was tired of dusting this thing off and it was too good to throw in the garbage. And my husband is the guy that I took guitar lessons from. I could have
Awesome.
gone on dating sites. I could have gone to bars. I could have gone, but I just allowed, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to let the universe bring that to me. And it happened. But you got to know what you want. So, okay,
Yeah.
here's the thing besides what I just mentioned. So I'll get your
Yeah, well, and to
question
your
now.
point, do you really, does it really matter how the universe brings it to you and how it comes to you?
No,
It'll probably be dramatically different than you think, anyways. And
you
I
will
don't
never
care
know.
how I get
No.
there. It'll be more
Yes.
interesting if
Yeah.
I don't know and it's revealed to me. And to your point, it's like I'm going hiking later today. And it's like, do I know exactly the path? No. But there's different forks on the trail and all these things. I know the
Mhm.
path will eventually lead me to my goal, to the peak, to the ridge, the ravine
Yep.
of overviewing it. Do I care
Mhm.
exactly which path? No. Do I know exactly how I'm
No.
going to get there to the top? No. But it'll be revealed to me as I know I need to go to the trail. I need to drive there. I need to take the first step. I need to start walking. Right. I know the
Yep.
first few things I need to do without being obsessed about
Mhm.
exactly how or what if I fail or
Yeah.
worry,
Yeah.
needing to be absolutely certain about everything, which never happens and prevents people from their greatness.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like driving somewhere on your hike, if a tree has fallen down or the path's washed out, you got a
Adjust.
detour, but
Yep.
you don't stop from getting to your goal. That is why the goal is so important, and to have a goal you're emotionally connected to. You
That's the
should
key too.
love the
That's huge.
thing you're going after, like you loved your first pet, like you loved your grandma, like you love your spouse. You should be able to just say right now, what is your goal? Like you are so in love with it. I could tell you about the house that I am manifesting right now, and you would
Love it.
think that I'm sitting in it right now because it
Love it.
is
Love it.
so clear. When you have that emotional connection to your goal, then you can tap into it. And I'm going to let you talk about that because I think you're you're way over that than me. But you got to know what it is.
Yeah,
The how will reveal itself. Maybe
that's
you're
true.
going to be gifted to it. Maybe you think you're out there looking for a contractor to build it, but in the meantime, somebody you don't even know is about to gift you the
Yeah,
house. That actually literally happened to a customer of mine.
very
She said, I'm going
cool.
to live in that house. I don't know why. And it was actually given to her as a job.
Very cool.
Oh, and by the way, this is the guest house. And she's like, shut up. So it
That's
was actually
amazing.
literally given to her. I have so many stories like that. But you have to do the work. You have
Yeah,
to get up every day, but be open to how it's going to come.
yeah,
Don't say no to any opportunity until you look at it.
yeah.
But
And use your
what do you
intuition.
want and why do you want it is so important. And it better be something for you. Because if you're building something for somebody else, they might not want it.
Correct.
And you may fizzle out because it's not for you. There's got to be something in it for you.
Well,
Ladies, hear
exactly.
me. I know you like to be looking after your children and your spouse, but this isn't being selfish.
Correct. It's
This
okay, and
is
it's okay to be
honoring
selfish.
it's honoring your journey. Honor yourself. Go on. Yeah, take the kids to Disneyland, but man, get yourself that Coach purse or that Versace blouse or whatever
That
you
massage, or
need.
exactly, whatever it is, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
pedicure
okay to
once
be
a month,
selfish.
whatever's in your heart.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. So the goal has to be something you're going after that you've never had before, that you'll shock your friends and family when you get it. And dream big, get your head in the clouds. Go after something that you really, really want, and then build out little plateau goals along the way.
yeah,
So
that's
don't
true.
ever let anybody ever tell you to stop dreaming, to get your head out of the clouds. Get your head in the clouds and
Exactly.
stay there and go after it.
And stop hanging out with people that poo poo or frou your goals or tell you can't, or you too old or too young or too fat or too small or too dumb or too whatever,
Mm,
whatever.
yeah, yeah,
Stop
yeah. That's
hanging out
their
with
own
those people.
insecurities.
Well, and exactly, it's
Yep.
exactly their own insecurity, their own fear, their own ego,
Mhm.
and on the way to success,
Yeah.
you will likely, well, you will have to get rid of some people, or at least limit time with them, and find the people. I mean, if you're overweight, go hang out with fit people. If you're broke, go hang out with rich people. If you want to start a
Yep.
business, go hang out. If you want to have a successful business, go hang out with successful entrepreneurs, coaches,
Mhm.
mentors, but successful people, and model them,
Yep.
do what they do.
Mhm.
And to your point earlier about, instead of just, okay, I'm thinking my goal, I want, for example, I would love to have a Nissan GTR, 550 horsepower, all-wheel drive, supercar. And instead of me just thinking, yeah, it'd be nice to have a GTR, I want a GTR, I clearly closed. I even test drove one. I rented it because that way I got the full feeling of it, and I can literally
Perfect.
feel the power. And when you have that emotional, the visual, the auditory, I guess I couldn't taste anything, but the smell of the car, the
You
sound it
coulda
made.
you coulda licked the steering wheel.
That's right. You're right. I could have. You're damn right. I could have. You got to kiss the car or something. When we have that, it makes it exponentially. That's like the rocket fuel to your goal versus, yeah, I really want this. I'm thinking of that. Really, to your point, completely be excited, be emotional. The emotional is that rocket fuel, the emotional connection versus, yeah, I want to lose 20 pounds or I want to gain $1 million. Have that excitement, that passion, that real emotional connection. That's what helps make it real. It's what helps program your brain, your pay attention system. It's called the RAS, your reticular activating system, your wake and sleep and pay attention system. And that way you can look for opportunities, situations, happenstances, and things to get it. Otherwise, your brain, it's not able to pay attention to everything you experience. It'll focus on, okay, how do I get that? What are opportunities to get that thing? And it can get rid of all the distractions and not pay attention. It's like your spotlight. You're shining on what will get you there, actions, behaviors, habits. It'll get you there. So that's one thing. And we talked also, here's some more neuroscience because I love neuroscience. Okay,
Go for
best
it.
time of day, best way to do affirmations, visualizations. So visualizations, affirmations, and just be grateful. Be grateful where you are as well, instead of always being in the future. I wish I had this and this and this and this. Be really grateful where you are now too, because that's a huge thing to manifesting and to bringing more of what you want to. Be in a grateful, beautiful state. Now, yes, to create something, to yes, have visualizations, have affirmations. Now, two things about that. One, the best time of day and it can be quick, it can be 2-3 minutes, right? The best time of day to have affirmations, visualizations, to repeat them, to listen to them on the phone. I have my alarm to wake up in the morning and my go to bed alarm. I have my me reciting my verbal affirmations: who I am, what I want, who I don't want to work with, who I do want to work with, who I do want in my life, the things I want in my life. The reason why the best time is just after waking up, or just before you go to bed, or nap if you want having a nap. Your brain is in a more programmable state. Your brain is in these alpha brain waves versus our normal day-to-day conscious beta brain waves. So you're more programmable. You can program yourself, and your affirmations, visualizations go far further and far deeper into your subconscious versus you just repeating it consciously. Far deeper, far further are remembered. And again, you help program that RAS. Jen, just after you're waking up, you're so groggy, or just before you go to bed at night, you're kind of groggy, you're tired, and either that's why I love the audio, because I can listen to it as I'm falling asleep. Or again, if you want to have a written one, if you can read something when you're groggy and half asleep, great, you can do that too for sure. But just do that before sleep, right before you fall asleep, and right before after you wake up, and naps too if you need. Those are the best times. Again, it doesn't have to take long, 2, 3, 5 minutes, really. And when you do it, if you're repeating affirmations, that's cool. But if you're having visualizations, really visualize your affirmations and really be there versus, oh, I'd like this car, or I'd like this man or woman, or this business, or $1 million. Really be there for even for 2, 3, 4 minutes. Be there and live it, experience that. Be there in a sports car, or with the beautiful person, or in your $1 million business, or on the beach in the Caribbean, whatever it is. Be there and actually experience that. Again, it only has to be like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Again, I just have to wake up ideally, and just before you go to bed. Yes, you can do it other times a day. Those are the most powerful to self-program. It's called sleep state programming, because you're a little groggy. You're in that alpha brainwave. It's kind of like you're literally self-hypnotizing yourself. So best time of day, best ways to do it. Energetic, experience it, be there versus, well, I want $1 million, I'd like a beautiful person, or I want this, I want to lose 20 pounds. Be there. How sexy are you? What are you doing? Who are you attracting when you've lost, I don't know, 20 pounds and put on 5 pounds of lean, sexy muscle? Your shoulders and arms look great. Wow, that man or woman or whoever, whatever, they're going to love me. And people are checking me out. I'm walking by feeling like a boss. People are checking me. Look how hot I am. Wow, I'm the shit, kind of thing, right? Really be there. And that's the rocket fuel to creating goals, affirmations, and to programming your brain subconsciously. Again, be there at best time of day, just after you wake up, whether it's in the morning or from a nap, and just before you go to bed, whether it's a nap or whether it's for the evening. So tips
Beautiful.
to you're my tips to really, from both a practical and a neuroscience place, to really make them
Hmm.
happen, make them specific to make how are you going to measure it, but and also make them a little
Yes.
reasonable, but a little unreasonable, or a lot unreasonable too. I mean, as Tony Robbins says,
Yeah,
most people are not lazy, they just have very impotent goals. Enough said.
that's right. And we have mental muscles, and when we strengthen them through using our imagination and our emotional connections, like we're talking about,
It's key.
sky's the limit. We're all capable. If that dream is in your heart, it can be in your life. 100%.
And
Thank
that's
you, James.
exactly
That
it.
was amazing. Thank
My
you.
pleasure. My pleasure. And thank you as well. It's fun. And I would encourage, before we go, I would encourage people to do two things. A, check us out online and
Mhm.
subscribe, check us out online, give us a DMS, give us a call if you're interested in really taking your life and your business to a whole new level. But also, number two,
Yeah.
avoid waiting. Do it literally right now, or you may forget or procrastinate or whatever. Literally write down 3 to 5 important things that you want. Make them as specific as you can. How you're going to celebrate, with who are you going to celebrate, who's going to be there, what specifically do you want, how much weight do you want to lose, how much muscle do you want to put on, how much money do you want to make, how is your business doing that, who are you helping, who do you want to help, who do you not want to help, what are you going to do
Yeah.
with the money, and really what's a measurable way for you to know when you have that. Like, do that, even like scribble a few notes, take like 1 or 2 minutes, literally 1 or 2 minutes right freaking now. Avoid waiting,
Mm.
write down some powerful goals and maybe a couple, 2, 3 steps, or get some help with it, ask for help. 2, 3 steps. The first thing you got to do, maybe it's hiring a mentor, maybe it's registering a business, maybe it's taking a course, getting a certification, hiring a marketing person, working on yourself. Hint, hint, hint. That's probably the best, most important thing you can do, is investing in yourself
100%.
with a great person.
100%.
It's been a lot of fun.
Specificity, I love that you touched on that. That's so, so important. Specificity is number one, it's key, or you will end up with liver and onions. You will
Yes.
get the life you don't want, and you may already have the life you don't want. So get the life you want. Be so specific, and you'll shock yourself with how fast and how accurate
Exactly.
it will show up in your life.
Exactly. And how fast, exactly
Yeah.
how fast you get it versus,
Yeah.
well, someday, or you make a little more money, you find $1 on the floor to lose 5 pounds. Oh, great.
Mm,
So I like
yeah.
that. Till next
Yeah.
time. We got to do this more often. We can talk about all kinds of stuff. So stay in
Oh,
tune,
yeah.
everyone, because we'll be back. And this is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, Connie.
See you guys again. I'm certain of it. Thank you, James.
My pleasure. Thank you, Connie. Take care, everyone.
Bye bye.